And welcome inside the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is your Sports Nightly Ticker. Scott Frost met with the media this morning to discuss preparation for Saturday's homecoming game against Northwestern. Head coach addressed the division of labor in the Huskers' backfield.
Well, it's kind of a musical chairs changing landscape every week, and it's based on who plays the best, also based on who's available. So hopefully we can get some continuity and consistency there, but we've got a lot of guys that are capable, and when they get their chances, I want to see them step up.
Hear more from Coach Frost later in the program, and stay tuned for tonight's second hour as Huskers running back coach Ryan Held will join Greg Sharp for the weekly football show. In advance of tomorrow's opening night with Huskers Hoops, senior guard Kobe Webster wrote a special tribute to Huskers Nation, welcoming their return to Pinnacle Bank Arena. Webster notes that he is the only current player on the men's basketball team that has played in front of Nebraska's fans inside PBA. He did so as an opponent when he played for Western Illinois. He notes that he was blown away by the crowd's intensity. You can read Webster's full story at Huskers.com. Over to pro sports. Week 4 in the NFL kicks off tonight with the battle of the last two first overall picks in the NFL draft as Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars take on Joe Burrow and the Bengals at 7:20 p.m. In the MLB, there are plenty of matchups with playoff implications tonight. Both AL wildcard spots are still up for grabs with the Yankees, Red Sox, Mariners, and Blue Jays. In that order, all jockeying for position to gain a spot in the last two places in the AL wildcard. The Red Sox currently holding on to the second wildcard spot, take on the Orioles tonight. First pitch is just underway just now. The Yankees and Blue Jays square off in a series rubber match in Toronto. First pitch set for 6:07 p.m., so just a few minutes away. The NL West leading Giants look to close in on the division crown against the Diamondbacks at 8:45 p.m., and the Dodgers, 2 games behind the Giants, host the Padres at 9:10. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Adrian gets the shotgun snap, holding, looking, holding. Now guns toward the end zone, passes, caught, touchdown, Omar Manning. What a grab in the end zone, and the Huskers have 6 more points. Juergens pointing out the defense. Huskers turn, giving off the marquee step, where Adrian kept it himself to the 10, Adrian the 5, he's down to the 1, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska. Adrian Martinez with another magician-like play to weave his way into the end zone, and the Huskers are a PAT away from tying the game.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharp and Jessica Cootie on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. Welcome to the program. It's our final show of the week. Tomorrow night, no-show Husker volleyball will take the airwaves. They're going to be at the Devaney Center taking on the Michigan Wolverines tomorrow night. So this is it for us. Tonight, you get one more chance to get after us over the next couple of hours. Tim told you we'll have our football show coming up hour 2. Great. We're going to have some fun with running backs coach Ryan Held coming in here in hour number 2 of the program. Going to hear some clips from Scott Frost. We're going to somehow find Jeremiah and do some picks.
Yes.
Before the hour's over.
Everyone's favorite segment. We had people asking about it last night on the chat. So normally a Friday night, unless we don't have a show, so we're going to have it tonight.
Had to back it up?
Should be some fun.
Wait, so
which means we can include the game. Well, I guess we could normally.
We would have anyway. We would have jammed it in there for that Iowa-Maryland game as well. Hey, you look different tonight.
Yeah, you like my shirt? My if you're on the chat, you can see it. My Tom Osborne just announced the new line coming out. What a great deal. It's been, I know, a long process. It's been in the works for a couple of years now. And partnering with Tom Osborne, 50% of the proceeds going to Teamworks.
Teammates.
Yep. And so you can shop.huskers.com and all the information there. But, yeah, just a neat line. What I like about it, too, Lana did a great job in charge of licensing here at Nebraska. There's a lot of women's pieces. You know, sometimes in athletics and you're supporting a team, not the best selection for women, but there's lots of really cute women's articles of clothing that you can get for whoever it is, whoever your favorite Husker female fan is. There's lots of options there. I love there's so many cute things.
Yep, it's 255, which is how many wins he had as the Husker head coach. That's the name of the line. Merchandising, and as Jessica mentioned, a lot of apparel involved in that. They're going to have kind of a ribbon-cutting thing at their store down at the Haymarket tomorrow afternoon.
But yeah, you can go find it. It was announced a couple of hours ago. It's a 255 collection. I think the fans are going to lob onto it. Obviously, you got it's a red shirt you've got on.
Long sleeves, yep. I actually got 3 to wear today, tomorrow, and Saturday. So I'll be rocking them, the TO collection all the next 3 days. But yeah, I got this really awesome pullover, really nice, like really, really nice that I'll be able to wear. And if it's especially if it's raining, it'll be nice to have.
It could be. It was supposed to rain all day today. We didn't get a drop, but that's another story.
Sunglasses, we got some, and a
Love
baseball
those.
cap. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like a lot of cool things in the collection.
It includes, Nebraska's, of course, Adidas line, Cutter and Buck, Peter Millar, Game Day Couture. Those are good line of fabric and clothes, so go check it out. Again, 50% of the royalties will go to the Teammates Mentoring Program, which is hitting its 30th anniversary this year when Coach launched that back in the early 90s. Started with 20 football players. 20 Husker football players did it in 1992, and now we're at the 30th year anniversary of that. Pretty cool.
Really cool. And that was one of the things when Lana went to talk to Coach Osborne about, potentially getting a logo, right, trademarked, which it's the TWO and the 255, all that's kind of incorporated into this. But, a legendary coach like that, and, it's been done with a few other coaches. And when she went to talk to him about it, one of the first things that was important to him is finding a way to give back and to contribute to that. The Teammates organization, which is just a foundation, which is so near and dear to his heart and has done so much good work over the last, 40 years. So, I thought that, again, that's so TO for you right there, is wanting to find a way, if he's going to do this, how can it, benefit other people?
So check it out. Again, if you're around the Haymarket area tomorrow, there's going to be kind of a ribbon cutting type ceremony taking place there. All right, because we're so loaded up tonight with our pick segment, also Shelly Zaborowski, who is the executive director of the Nebraska Alumni Association, is going to pop in. They're going to have a Friday night event in Minneapolis before the game with the Gophers in a couple of weeks, and a pregame huddle. And so she'll give you all the details about that coming up later on in the hour. So we're going to get into our practice report. Head coach Scott Frost met with the media earlier today after the Thursday workout. And there were a couple things that really got focused in on, and they were the offensive line and special teams. Let's start with the offensive line. He was asked about what options are you looking at there as you get ready for this game on Saturday.
We'll have a lot of options come Saturday. I like the competition. Really like the pad level the guys played with. They really paid attention to that, and seeing them come off the ball with low pads seemed to make a pretty big difference. So we'll have a lot of options and expect a lot of guys to play well.
One of the options that appears to be back in the mix is Brock Bando, who's been out for a couple of weeks with an injury. It was not COVID. I know people were thinking maybe it was a COVID. It was not COVID, another injury that he was dealing with. And I think he was on the cusp of maybe breaking into the starting lineup when he went down a few weeks back. Here's the coach talking about the availability for Brock.
Yeah, he's getting close. He was knocked down pretty good. He had 2 or 3 different illnesses kind of all stacked on one on top of another. And it's a shame because he was probably going to play the week he got sick, and I think he's back close to being where he was before he got sick.
I don't quite know how to read the tea leaves. I don't know where the changes are. I was on our Omaha affiliate this afternoon, Jessica, and I said, I think the only thing I know for certain is Cam Jurgens will be the center. The other 4 spots, I don't know what they're going to do.
We even had Jeremiah on for the podcast, which it is up right now. You can listen to him. He kind of does a full breakdown on it. He doesn't know. He kind of broke down some scenarios of who could move where and, what could potentially happen. He thinks maybe even Teddy could be starting, at tackle could potentially be something. But, I think just saying, hey, we got other options here. We're going to figure out a combination that works. And if you aren't going to do your job, we're going to, try to someone else out here. But also just giving some of those young guys a chance in a game to see how they perform. It will be big as well.
One last clip from the coach about the offensive line. He was asked about flexibility. Can somebody go from the left to the right or the right to the left? Is that part of the equation as well? Here's the coach.
Yeah, I've never played the position. Certainly it's different than playing one side receiver and going to the other. There's more right-handed things and left-handed things that happen, but we got some guys that are capable of playing on both sides and several guys that rep on both sides. So we got to get our best 5 out there.
Here's how I look at this. It's week 6. This is the midway point of the season. And that group's had ample time, those 5 or 6 individuals that have played most of the snaps, to kind of show what they're doing. And it just hasn't been quite good enough. It hasn't been a complete failure, but it hasn't been quite good enough. And I think maybe it's time to shuffle a little bit.
And that's what Jeremiah said, too. Like, okay, we've got 5 games in. It's time to start figuring some things out. You gotta you gotta do what you're expected to do out there. Kind of the same thing we were talking about, Coach Frost talking about the punters. I mean, you have got to be better up front. And honestly, and Jeremiah was talking about it, a lot of it could be a confidence issue, too, which is a big concern. So need to have a big game out of them. I think that will go a long ways for the confidence and continuing to get this offensive line moving in the right direction. And it could be a game for that.
It absolutely could be. I think I like them. Northwestern does not have a dominant defensive line, so this could be a week that that group gets a little bit of confidence playing up front. You mentioned the punters. Let's go there next. Here was the coach talking about how the punters responded this week.
Yeah, both guys punted great in practice again, but punted great in practice last week. We need it when the game's happening, and they're going to be under more of a microscope now because of what's happened. You get put in those situations, some guys rise to the occasion and others don't do well and falter. So I just want to see somebody punting the ball that when the chips are down, they're going to do what they're supposed to do.
Again, I don't know who's coming out. I don't know who we'll see. When the first time we have to punt, I don't know. Which guy comes out.
And again, kind of the same thing with running back. You think it's going to be Rahmir, but you also, who knows, besides him, who's going to get the playing time. So, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing as far as running backs go, that you have that kind of depth. But yeah, the kicking and punting situation, again, I'll go back to what I said about Connor Culp earlier. He had a big week. He had a good week last week. The chances that he got, he did his job. So hopefully he can build off of that. Then you get a good game punting. And again, confidence is so much a key to that, to the kicking game. So get a couple big games in a row from those guys. Continue to maybe build on that moving forward.
We'll end it with this. He was asked about how's the attitude been this week, and that's got to be a concern. They've had their hearts broken the last 2 weeks. It's tough, and Trev Alberts talked about it last night on his athletic director show. When you put so much into something, you need some rewards. You need some verification that all the work is going for something positive, and the positive is winning a game. And so here's the coach talking about the attitude during this week.
No, I don't think it's a hangover. In fact, I had a couple of leaders tell me that as confident as they were going into the season, they're more confident right now about who they are as a team than when the season started. We'd like to be in a little different situation with a record, and I think we've played well enough to have it be that way. But the guys are excited. They believe in their team and what we're doing, and it'll all come together for them.
I've kind of said that all week about this defense, especially that I don't think they are losing any kind of mental or motivation at all. I think they're even getting more confident. I think they're as confident as they've been, and more so just because they continue to build off of what they've done. They still haven't hit their peak yet, and I think they're challenging themselves to be there. I think they kind of like that. They have a lot of responsibility to they want to be the guys that kind of help this team get into the win column. So I don't worry at all. And I think the black shirts are leading the way for that. I think they're as confident as ever moving forward.
Hope so. We'll find out Saturday night, 6:30, under the lights against the Cats of Northwestern. You could win a 2021 Ford F-150 XL four-wheel drive Super Crew truck from Woodhouse Auto Family this season. If the Huskers return the first or the second half opening kickoff for a touchdown, Woodhouse is going to give away an F-150. New contestants will be chosen each week. For details on how to get yourself entered to the Woodhouse Auto Family Kickoff Contest and official rules, go to Huskers.com/Woodhouse. This week's winner, here we go, Dawn Jobman from Odell, Nebraska. Congratulations and good luck, Dawn. Ready to do some picking?
Let's do it.
All right, we're back with this week's Big Ten picks next.
Shop with confidence at Woodhouse Ford. Take advantage of our current offers and vast inventory selection with features you want at a smart price. Schedule a test drive today or shop online with our streamlined sales process. We make it easy to shop, finance, and purchase in person or online at WoodhouseFord.com. Choose your experience and find your next vehicle at Woodhouse Ford in Blair, Omaha, or Plattsmouth.
Both farmers and Division I athletes are alike in that every season presents a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative does what they always do, which is lean into every new opportunity.
They focus on their roots and continue to stay tougher together with their farmer owners. These core beliefs are much like those of committed Husker athletes. Aurora Cooperative leans on their values of a strong work ethic to get any job done for their producers. Aurora Cooperative, tougher together.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Finally, it's time to tailgate, to find your spot in a sea of red, to get together with family and fans, and to share what makes Husker football season the best. This season, share Valentino's Tailgater tradition with their Big Red Double Jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.79 each. Order yours at valentinos.com. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red.
The game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about the snacks they share after they've used up all their energy in the field. It's the early morning practice before school and staying late after to get a couple more kicks in. It's the pride they feel for their team and the determination to always keep improving. Sure, the game isn't always about winning or losing, but when they've won the big game and celebration is in full swing, there's only one thing left for you to do. Get them home safe. Buckle up and back. Paid for by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at BeardmoreSubaru.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Shop Woodhouse Chevy Buick in Missouri Valley, Iowa, and experience the Woodhouse difference, where our sales staff is here, ready to help you find your perfect new car, truck, or SUV. And with over 100 new vehicles on our lot with more arriving daily, we're sure to have something for you. From the Buick Encore to our heavy-duty trucks, we have the best selection available. Find new roads and shop all of our inventory and offers at WoodhouseChevy.com or visit us at our dealership for a test drive today, making car buying easier. This is Woodhouse.
Did you know that cigarette butts make up a large portion of microplastics in the ocean, which end up in 70% of seabirds and 30% of sea turtles? Bank of the West is helping to solve this problem by not financing big tobacco, proving that what a bank chooses not to finance can be just as important as what it does. Learn more about what we do and don't finance at bankofthewest.com/change. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit FamousDaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Pivot control has never been easier. T&L Irrigation now offers a new control panel called Precision Point Touch. It's a full-color 7-inch graphic touchscreen that's easy to use and gives you lots of great tools to make your irrigation faster and more efficient. Set up your pivots the way you want. You can update your older controls to the new Precision Point control panel too. Call your local T&L dealer or visit TLIRR.com. T&L Irrigation, like no other.
When you're ready to pursue a career-building college degree, go with the school you know and trust, the University of Nebraska. And if you need the flexibility, convenience, and affordability of an online degree program, you can go online with the University of Nebraska. With courses developed specifically for the online learner by our 4 regionally accredited NU campuses, it's a valuable online education for your very real-world future. Go to online.nebraska.edu to learn more.
Between 6 and 8 million Americans meet the criteria for gambling addiction, and many more are affected by another person's gambling problem. Problem gambling is not a bad habit or a moral weakness. It is a serious disorder. With help, problem gamblers can make decisions to improve their lives. If you or someone you love has a gambling problem, contact Choices Treatment Center in Lincoln. For more information, go to the website choicestreatmentcenter.com or problemgambling.nebraska.gov.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer, 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharp, Jessica Cootie back with you. I know everybody's so anxious to see where do we stand on the picks.
I know this is everybody's favorite segment of the week, I feel like.
No doubt.
On the chat, they've been asking about it all week. When's Jeremiah going to be in here? I think people like to see us fight, so.
It's fair. They like to see us win. Like to see me win. There's a difference.
But you haven't done much of that.
They like to see me win, Jessica. You'll learn.
Scoreboard, Greg. Go ahead and update it. Scoreboard,
You'll figure it
scoreboard.
out.
There's the golden tones of Jeremiah Searles. Good to see you. You okay?
Oh, I'm good, man. It's been a good week. It's been a good week.
I was going to say, how have you responded? I usually ask you how the players, respond.
I had a tough Sunday.
I did too.
I had a tough Sunday. My wife, we were watching NFL. My wife was like, "Are you going to cheer up?" I was a bad parent on Sunday. I just sat around and moped and watched NFL football.
That one took a couple days to get over.
100%.
I don't know that I'm over it yet.
Not fully. Not fully.
It is time for our Big Ten predictions presented by Choices Treatment Center, helping people make positive choices. So let's review, shall we?
Shall we?
Let's shall.
We all picked, shockingly, we all picked Penn State to beat Villanova, and we were all right. So,
Yay team.
Yay team. Notre Dame, Wisconsin. Now, this one, we had a little bit of difference of opinions in this game. It was Notre Dame really put it on them at the end. A couple of pick sixes got the score out of whack. I was wrong. You were wrong, Jeremiah. Andrew and Tim were wrong. The only one to get this right.
Let us know who was right, Greg. Let us know who was right.
Jessica got this one right.
They can't score. Wisconsin cannot score the football. It's Grand Mertz for Heisman. No. Awful take. Awful take. Stupid by us to take them. Angry at myself.
All right. Ohio at Northwestern. The Cats look pretty good. They put it on the Bobcats. We all took Northwestern. We all took Iowa to beat Colorado State. That was a little closer maybe than people thought it might be, but the Hawkeyes prevailed. Michigan was a 3-touchdown favorite. They win. We all picked Michigan, but Rutgers was right there, Jeremiah, at the end of the game.
Man, they're not a team you want to run into right now. They got a lot of confidence. I think they feel like they can stand toe-to-toe with anyone. And, Noah Vedral, they had a shot at the end. He did fumble, but, they were right there to the final whistle in that game.
The lowest scoring game in the league last week was Purdue-Illinois. Purdue was my pick, Jessica's picks, Andrew's pick, and Tim's pick. Purdue prevails. They win. Illinois had a shot late but couldn't get it in the end zone. The only one of us to go with Illinois,
me. They just continue to gut punch me. They just, since week 0, just kicking me in the nads.
Maryland and Kent State. Terps continue to roll. We all took Maryland. We all took the Buckeyes. They blast Akron. We had a difference of opinion in Indiana at Western Kentucky. Jessica, Jeremiah, myself, and Tim took the Hoosiers. Andrew went out on a limb and darn near paid off. Western Kentucky was his choice. It was a 2-point game. The Hoosiers do win. Good game, though.
Yeah, that was. I watched that game a little bit, the highlights of it. They gave them all they could handle. I don't know what's going on up there. What's going on in Tom Allenville, man?
I was going to say, you've been high on Indiana. Maybe they're starting to figure it out a little bit. I don't know.
I know the COVID year kind of threw us all for a loop, but that wasn't one I saw coming. They looked good last year, and they just haven't put it all together this year. And I don't feel like they lost that many pieces either, which is strange.
Yeah. Last pick was a good one, A&M at Arkansas. We have a difference of opinion here. I took Arkansas. Jeremiah took Arkansas. Tim took Arkansas. They rolled the Aggies. Jessica and Andrew had A&M.
Yeah, I should have known better than to go to the Aggies. I've literally been saying since the summer, I do not think the hype is warranted for Texas A&M. But I was not a believer in Arkansas yet. So now I think they've convinced me. But I should have stuck with my gut, and I've said it all along. Texas A&M's overrated. They continue to be overrated. So it was a bad pick by me.
Arkansas's defense is legit now. I think that was a big question mark for Arkansas's team coming into this year was what's this defense look like? A couple transfers came in there. John Ridgway from, I think he was from like Northern Illinois or something, transferred in. There's a D lineman causing all kinds of problems. That defensive front seven for Arkansas is going to cause a lot of people in the SEC issues.
And you want to talk about confidence. That's a team that's playing with a lot of confidence
That's
right now.
That's a buzzsaw right now.
Pig. All right. So for the week, Jessica, Tim, myself go 9-2. Jeremiah 8-3. Andrew 7-4. for the week. So here are your season-long standings. Jessica's now 38-10. She has a one-game lead over you and I. We're 37-11. Tim is creeping up. He's 3 back at Jessica, 35-13.
Andrew.
Andrew, 33-15. He's 5 back after.
Hey, it's a
4
long
weeks.
season, Andrew. You got this.
You could always just throw in the towel, too. No one would blame you, Andrew.
All right, let's get to week 5. Jeremiah, I'm going to start out with you. Friday night football in the Big Ten. Iowa, ranked 5th in the country, undefeated, goes to undefeated Maryland. Hawkeyes just a 3-point favorite.
I got to stick with the Hawkeyes just based off of how they've been playing, the defense that they play. I think last week was a little bit of a wake-up call for them, too, of, hey, we can't just run out here and just trot out and beat anybody. I think that that's a bit of a wake-up call. I can see them winning this game big time.
Oh, my goodness. I went
Do it.
back and forth on this one, but I don't know if Maryland's going to be able to put up the same kind of points that they've been doing on the Iowa defense. So I'm going to stick with the Hawkeyes.
What sticks in my head when I think about Maryland is that they had a last-second field goal to beat Illinois, and I just don't think Iowa would struggle at Illinois like that. So I'll go Hawkeyes. This is not going to shock me, though, if this goes the other way. We all 5 of us, Andrew and Tim, also with Iowa. So we're all on the Hawkeye bandwagon, but I think that's going to be a close game. Jessica, another really close game. I think it's going to be the first one out of the chute at 11 o'clock on Saturday. Michigan at Wisconsin. The Badgers actually favored in this game by 2.
Yeah, and they can't score. I said it last week. I'm going to continue to say it until they can score some points. I'm not going to pick Wisconsin, so I'm going to go with Michigan. I think they roll in here undefeated next week.
All right. Yeah, all that's legit. That's exactly right. Wisconsin's having trouble. But Wisconsin at home is tough to beat. I'm going Badgers. Jeremiah.
I'm going to have to go Badgers, too. I know, but I agree. I think that defense is fired up. And let's not let the Notre Dame score blow us out of proportion. That defense gave up like 10 points. They gave up the kickoff return and 2 pick sixes.
Right.
That defense is legit now. They got their full linebacker core back. Leo Chanel's back. Jack Sanborn, all those dudes. I think the Badgers find a way to pull out a close game, low scoring, though. Not a very high-scoring game.
First one to 20 wins this, right?
100%.
I mean,
100%.
Yeah, this is a down-and-dirty, big black and blue Big Ten type game. So Jeremiah are the only 2 on that side. Jessica picked Michigan, so did Andrew and Tim. So it's a 3-2 battle for this one. All right, Illinois hosts Charlotte. Even though Charlotte's 3-1, Illinois is 1-4. The Illini are 11-point favorite. I like them. I think Illinois gets it done tomorrow. Peters is back. I think they get a win. They get their second win of the year.
You going to pick them again?
I guess, yeah. Let's go the Fighting Brett Bielmas. Come on, help me out one more time, please.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Illinois.
Woo! Oh, I thought maybe you'd go Charlotte. One of us did go Charlotte. Alex.
Andrew.
Andrew went Charlotte. Tim also with all of us.
That makes me feel better about that pick now.
Illinois. All right, Jeremiah, to you next. Minnesota at Purdue rode the boat, had leaks last week. Boy, they're not happy in the Twin Cities losing to Bowling Green. They're underdog on the road. Purdue's a 2.5-point favorite in this 11 o'clock start in West Lafayette.
I'm going to go Boilermakers. I think I'm going to take Purdue on the road, a team that has gotten better each and every week, I think. And Minnesota, this for me is going to be a make-or-break game for PJ Fleck of has he lost the locker room? Are they turning it in or are they going to turn it around? I mean, but I got to go Boiler up here.
Yeah, this one I really struggled with, but I mean, which Minnesota team is going to show up on Saturday? So I'm going to see, I think I'm going to flip on that, what you just said, and think that maybe he can convince them to come out there one more time, PJ Fleck. So I'm going to go with Minnesota.
I'm with you, Jessica. I think the last time they were on the road, they shut out Colorado 30-0. And I think Colorado and Purdue are probably pretty even teams. I'm going Gophers. You're by yourself?
I'm by myself. I like it that way. That's a good way. You flip the tides that way. All losses, 1 W.
But you're not by yourself. Andrew's with you.
No.
Tim is with Jessica and I with Minnesota.
All right, Andrew, we got this.
Okay, Jessica, Ohio State at Rutgers. Buckeyes a 15-point road favorite in this game.
I don't think they win by 15, but I'm going to take them, Ohio State. I mean, Rutgers, that's another team that's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
They sure are. Schiano is legit. I'm with you. I think Rutgers covers the number, not the game. Buckeyes find a way to win.
Yeah, Buckeyes find a way to win, but if I was a betting man, which I'm not, but if I was, I would put money on that line for Rutgers to cover.
All right, so we're all 5, both Andrew and Tim also with the Buckeyes in this game. Okay, a couple of night games in the league tomorrow. Indiana at Penn State. Indiana 2-2, survived the scare at Western Kentucky, so back-to-back road games for them. Penn State favored by 12.5. I like the Nittany Lions. I don't know that they cover. I think Indiana is going to battle hard in this game, but they don't win. I like Penn State to win this one.
I agree with you. I think the Penn State's rolling. I think they're one of the better teams in the Big Ten right now. They're clicking. Their defense is playing well. They're scoring points. I got to go Penn State.
I'm sticking with the Nittany Lions. I've been picking them since, week
Week
one?
one,
I've got to
yes.
roll with them.
Okay, we're all 5 in the basket of the Nittany Lions. Okay, the team we just saw last week, Michigan State hosting Western Kentucky, who beat Indiana last week. Sparty's a 10.5-point favorite. Jessica, what do you think?
I think Michigan State continues to keep it rolling.
I'm curious to see how good this Michigan State team performs against this Western Kentucky team, because I think that'll give us a gauge for where our defense really is. I think our defense is really elite, but if they go, Kenneth Walker runs for 170 yards against this team, we'll show what the Blackshirts really had last week. But I agree. I think Sparty wins.
Yeah, I think Nebraska might have shown the blueprint on how to defend Michigan State.
I'd agree.
So now people go, okay, they did this. They took this away and that away, and they can't adapt. I think Western Kentucky covers but doesn't win. I think Sparty escapes and goes to 5-0. That's not a 5-0 football team.
No, it's not. Just like we're not a 2-3 football team.
But that's what they're going to be. That's what they're going to be after this one. Okay, let's go to a couple of national games. We start with Arkansas, who we had earlier in the pick segment, against Georgia between the hedges. It's a Georgia point spread of 18. I love Arkansas against the number, but not the game. The Dogs are just too good at home.
Yeah, that defense is just
terrifying.
Absolutely legit. I mean, the best defense in the country. We heard Shane Beamer go off about it after they played
Yes.
him. South Carolina could not get anything going. We talked earlier about Arkansas. I think Arkansas is much better. They're playing with a lot of confidence, but they do not have enough to win this one.
Well, 4 of us agree.
What?
Tim.
I like it, Tim.
Going with the Razorbacks.
I like it.
Road upset.
I like it. I like it.
Oh, boy.
But can't. I got to go Georgia. Got to do it.
All right, everybody's going. Everybody but Tim on Georgia. This is a game I'm anxious for. Cincinnati at Notre Dame. The Bearcats, I think, still have an outside shot if they run the table to making the college football playoff. They're actually favored by 1.5 in the game, and they should be. They're the better team. Bearcats win. Take down the Lucky Charms of the Irish.
I'm with you, Greg. I'm with you. Go Bearcats. Let's go. Notre Dame has not looked impressive in any of their wins. Again, last week they had a kickoff return and 2 pick sixes. They can't score points like they think that they can. They always think they're the best team, and I can't stand Notre Dame. So Bearcats.
I can't stand them either, but they keep finding ways to win,
Do it.
and they're at home, so
Do it.
I'm going with Notre Dame. I think they probably
yeah.
look. They are still undefeated. They're unbeaten. They keep rolling.
Nope.
They keep finding ways to win. It's at home in South Bend. I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Andrew's right there with you.
Okay.
He's got the Irish. Tim's with
Let's go, Andrew.
Jeremiah and I for the Bearcats. Alabama and Ole Miss. Here's Lane Kiffin's come-out party, perhaps. I love their offense. I think their quarterback's a legit Heisman Trophy candidate. I can't believe that it's a double-digit line in this game. These two have had great battles down through the years. Last couple of years with Kiffin on the sidelines in Oxford. I think they scare the daylights out of Bama, but Bama's too good. I go Bama.
Yeah, I mean, the double-point spread blows my mind. My question is, does Saban try and go a little bit of just try and keep that offense off the field and control the clock? Because if they get ahead in that game a lot, it really kind of forces that offense to have to throw a lot more than they want to. They want to be a physical run football team. But, again, close game, Bama survives.
Bama.
We're all 5 on the Bama wagon. Okay, Jessica, Big 12 matchup, 21st ranked Baylor at number 19 Oklahoma State. The Cowboys a 3.5-point home favorite in this game in the Battle of Four-Nose.
I mean, Baylor, they got something going down there, but I'm not going against the Pokes. I'm going to, again, another team that has been so streaky. Which team's going to show up? But they are it's weird in Stillwater at night, so I'm going to go with Oklahoma State.
I'm going to go with Baylor. I don't like Oklahoma State. I don't like the Big 12 because it's a crapshoot every week. Like, it's literally just the Big 12 is not a very good football conference right now. They got teams all over the place, but I like what Baylor has. I think their speed's a little bit better than what Oklahoma State has, but this is going to be a track meet. I mean, this is going to be a first one to, like you said, first one 20. This might be first one to 49 wins this football game.
Dave Aranda's the head coach of Baylor. Heck of a defensive coordinator. Remember when he was at Wisconsin?
I mean, Baylor actually has shut down some of those Big 12 teams. They shut down Oklahoma a year ago. So, I mean, but I still think Oklahoma State finds a way.
Give me the Bears.
Let's go.
I think the Bears
Let's
get it
go.
done. I'm not a believer in the Cowboys this year. Jessica, you're on the other side of the track from all of us. Everybody goes Baylor except Jessica.
Well, that's bode well for me so far this
That's a chance for you to
season.
pick up a win. I thought I would be out by myself with Baylor.
No.
But Andrew and Tim also on the Baylor Bears.
Go Bears, baby.
All right, this is a good weekend. This is there's some really cool
fun
matchups around
games.
the country. Starting tomorrow night with that Iowa-Maryland game.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Do you cheer against Greg to lose as much as you
Not-
cheer against
no,
me
he
to
doesn't.
lose?
Me and Greg are a team.
Come on.
Collusion. It's collusion
And we're
against
tied.
you. You came in here talking about, I win all the time. You instantly set
I
me
said I
against
won last year.
You instantly set me against you when you came in here with that, I won last year. Nope. I want you to lose at all costs.
Oh, that's great. Hey, if you or someone you love has a gambling problem, call Choices Treatment Center at 402-476-2300 or go to the website choicestreatmentcenter.com. We're back to tell you about some upcoming events for the Nebraska Alumni Association. That's next.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. For the fourth year in a row, the University of Nebraska system ranked as one of the top 100 institutions worldwide in earning U.S. patents. The NU system was granted 38 patents, and of those, 27 were awarded to UNL researchers. The result? New startup companies, jobs, and university licensed products that grow Nebraska's economy.
Today's Play of the Day comes from Nebraska. We pick it up with the local sports announcer at a Nebraska lottery retailer.
Dave enters the store. He makes a move to the checkout counter. Looks like he's going to pass. Yes, he's passing the clerk a few dollars. The clerk takes the handoff and spins around. It looks like he's placed the scratch tickets on the counter, and now Dave has them in his hand. It's the old Scratcherooski. He scratches left. He scratches right. Oh, my! He's done it! Dave has scored a bundle of cash.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Tailgating pros agree that Lucille's famous fried chicken and more at Sapp Brothers scores big with Husker fans. Be the MVP of your tailgate party this year and let Lucille's do the cooking. Stop by Sapp Brothers Travel Center or visit www.sappbros.net to find out how you can elevate your tailgate party with Lucille's famous fried chicken, celebrating 50 years of fueling America's heartland and welcoming guests. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official sponsor of Husker Athletics.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
What is highbid.com? It's the online auction site for just about everything under the sun. Art and antiques, cars and coins, office equipment and furniture, toys and tools. You can find it all at highbid.com. Highbid.com gives you access to thousands of auctions across the USA and around the world. Browse the most popular auctions, search for the exact item you want, or just explore the site. Go to highbid.com. That's HIBID.com and find what you're looking for today.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit DeToe Subaru at 27th Street and Jamie Lane in Lincoln or DeToeSubaru.com. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Between 6 and 8 million Americans meet the criteria for gambling addiction, and many more are affected by another person's gambling problem. Problem gambling is not a bad habit or a moral weakness. It is a serious disorder. With help, problem gamblers can make decisions to improve their lives. If you or someone you love has a gambling problem, contact Choices Treatment Center in Lincoln. For more information, go to the website choicestreatmentcenter.com or problemgambling.nebraska.gov. Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. Hey, Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov.
Wait, time out, Mom. Instead of using ketchup on your hot dog, pour on some of this Dorothy Lynch. Good, huh?
Yeah, talk about serving up an ace.
Did you see that? She spiked it.
Yes! Am I going to be watching you play for the Huskers someday?
How about you get me some more pizza, and then we talk about it.
Share the tradition of one-of-a-kind flavor that goes with anything. Game day or any day. Dorothy Lynch, endless flavorabilities.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us. Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
This season, share Valentino's tailgater tradition with our Big Red Double Jumbo Deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.79 each. Order yours online at valentinos.com. Valentino's, it's the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red. And we're delighted to welcome into the program here tonight Shelly Zaborowski, who is the Executive Director of the Nebraska Alumni Association. Great to see you. You have not been in our new digs over here, huh? What do you think?
Oh, Greg, it looks great. I love it. It's a beautiful space. And, yeah, wonderful.
It's cool being in the stadium. I got to admit, it is really cool being here.
Absolutely, right in the thick of everything.
I saw you briefly in Norman. How did things go for your trip? I know you had a good group that went down to Norman and had a big tailgate party and all that, and had a big Friday night celebration.
We did. We had a lot of fun in Norman, and I have to tell you, that was one of the best away game experiences I've ever had. You know, their fans were so friendly and hospitable, and we had a lot of fun. Huge Husker presence down there, as you saw. It was really wonderful. And, you know, our Husker fans are so great at traveling, and that was no exception.
They are fantastic. And you're right. Oklahoma, and I think that's part of the respect factor between the two schools, is they treat us well, we treat them well. And I can't wait to welcome them back to Lincoln next year when they come back up here.
That's right. You know our fans will return that favor.
They sure will. And in spades, they'll do that as well. Now, big weekend. Cornstalk going on tomorrow. I'm looking out over the East Plaza. It'll be really busy tomorrow. It's not busy yet today, but it will be tomorrow. Tell people what that's about.
Sure. So Cornstalk is something, you know, we started it 2 years ago for the university's 150th birthday. And last year it was quite modified because of the pandemic. So we're excited to bring it back. It's a big festival. We will have games and entertainment and food trucks. There's the homecoming parade at 6 p.m. and the homecoming jester competition at 7 p.m. So that is a lot of students from different organizations, fraternities, sororities, residence halls, student organizations, competing to be the biggest Husker fan. So that's a lot of fun as well, and we just want to encourage everyone in the community to come out and enjoy it.
Does it cost to get in?
Nope, it's absolutely free,
Okay.
5 to 8 p.m., free, open to the public, fun for all ages, and of course the return of the Ferris wheel is a big highlight as well.
Good. Yeah, I missed it last year. You're right. I mean, I went to it 2 years ago. It was a fun event. And so, yeah, encourage everybody to come out 5 to 8, right,
5 to
tomorrow,
8, that's
right here
correct.
on the East Plaza of the stadium. Now, we talked about the Oklahoma trip. We're going to Minnesota for our next road game, and I know you have some things planned for that trip.
That's right, we do. Again, we know we've got a lot of alumni and fans in the Twin Cities, and a lot of folks will travel to that game. So we want to encourage everyone to come out. Friday night, we have our Football Friday event, and that is going to be at the Pour House in downtown Minneapolis, and that is the P-O-U-R house.
Okay.
That's from 5 to 7 p.m., also free and open to the public. Food and drink will be available for purchase. And we'll have games and prizes and appearances by the Spirit Squad, some university dignitaries. It's really just the big Husker gathering spot, so we want to encourage everyone to come join us and have a good time.
And they need to pre-register for this, right?
No, actually
No?
they don't. That one, Football Friday, is just free and anyone can walk in. First come, first served on the seating.
Okay, very good. And you've held that at that place a couple of different times, haven't you, down in
We have,
Minneapolis?
yes. It's a great location. We've been there before. It's in kind of the heart of downtown. It's easy to get to, lots of space. It's a really fun spot.
I like that city a lot, and it's not a bad drive to get up there. So if somebody's kind of been looking for a road game experience for Husker football, this is a pretty easy one to get to. You know, head to Des Moines and head north, and you're into Minneapolis.
Yep, absolutely. It's an easy drive, and I think we're about to get into some actual football weather, both here and in Minneapolis.
Yeah, the Norman Day was pretty toasty.
It was.
Down there for that Norman Day. You and I were talking before we went on about we're playing Northwestern this weekend, and the next time we play them is going to be in Dublin, Ireland. You got to be excited about that, and I know you guys are going to be deeply involved in this whole thing.
Oh, yes. We're really excited to paint Dublin red. We're hoping that we'll have a great showing there, too. You know, it's a really wonderful opportunity for folks to travel to a beautiful country and experience the beauty of Ireland and take in a little Husker spirit as well. It's going to be a great experience for the team and a lot of fun for our fans. There's a lot of different packages to choose from, so people who are really interested in making a longer vacation out of it can do that, as well as people who kind of just want to get in and out in a few days.
Are there any details on your website about that, or do they need to go to Aer Lingus, or where do they need to go find that?
We've got information on our website,
Okay.
huskeralum.org. Folks can find out information about the Ireland trip as well as our events in Minnesota.
Okay.
If I can back up just a little bit to Minnesota, we also have a pregame event.
On Saturday.
On Saturday, yep. So that one people do need to register in advance for, and the location for that is spectacular. We're right across the street from the stadium at the McNamara Alumni Center. And again, lots of Husker spirit, lots of fun. That one is co-sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Economic Development.
Great.
So Governor Ricketts will be there, and really trying to sell our alumni and fans who've moved away on the opportunity to come back. And we have so many wonderful opportunities for employment right here in the Good Life, and I know they are eager to recruit folks back to Nebraska.
Absolutely. And we don't have a time of that because we don't know the game time yet.
Right. That will be 2.5 hours prior to kickoff whenever we learn that time. But that includes a full meal, some drinks, and again, the whole program. So please register for that if you're interested. Register by Friday, October 8th.
Okay. And we should find out the game time next Monday. So hopefully that happens. So Friday night, Poorhouse, and then they're beautiful, and I've been in that building, beautiful Alumni Association, right across the street from the stadium. Very convenient.
Yep, very convenient. You can park once, you can come to the pregame Husker huddle, and then you can go right to the game.
Fantastic. Shelley, great to see you. Keep up the good work. I know a busy weekend, so I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to come over and kind of fill us in on all this.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Greg. Go Big Red.
There she is, Shelley Zaborowski, who is the Executive Director of the Nebraska Alumni Association, with us here on Sports Nightly. Time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We're back to wrap up Hour 1 next.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Successful farmers must make good decisions every day. In pivot irrigation, the choice is simple. T&L exclusive hydraulically powered pivot irrigation systems are like no other. You get tough, reliable, and cost-effective irrigation. Let T&L's 60 years of irrigation experience work for you. Call your local T&L dealer or T&L Irrigation Company today. T&L, like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. The Rural Fellows Program doubled their average number of participating students this year, putting UNL student interns to work in 17 Nebraska communities for the summer. Interns use their skills to get real-world experience on a variety of projects, from mapping out trail systems to creating promotional videos to researching and documenting local history.
We are back in our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres solutions for every field. Any of your picks give you heartburn, or are you good with all the picks that you made?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. There's a couple that I kind of wavered on. Purdue, I don't know if that was a good pick, but we'll see.
That one makes me nervous. That game makes me. I went with Minnesota. That game
I did
makes me
too,
nervous.
but I really wanted to pick Purdue, and I honestly think Maryland might beat Iowa.
I was going to say the same thing. I
Like-
think Maryland might win that game tomorrow.
But at least all of us went with Iowa, so I won't lose a point there.
It was 5 for 5 in that, so it's going to be fun. This is a really good weekend because there's a lot of really tight games in this pick
We're going to
segment.
learn a lot about some of these teams
We
this
are.
weekend.
Yep, we sure are. Super Bowl halftime performers have been announced. Anybody catch your eye? It looks like they're kind of going with a bit of a rap theme, right, for this thing? You got Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem.
Yeah, it's time, I feel like. When was the last... I mean, I know they've had some special guests, but it's been
Who
a
did
minute.
it last year? Was it The Weeknd last Super Bowl? I think that was
Yeah,
right.
it was
I
The
think
Weeknd, yeah.
He was good.
Yeah. But yeah, it'll be fun. It's always, they have some hits. So I think that's the biggest thing is like bring someone in that has a lot of hits,
Right.
you know, that people know. So
Yep. It'll be fun. So that was announced today for the NFL. They put out there who's going to be their halftime entertainment for the Super Bowl. Wow, what a weekend coming up. You've got volleyball tomorrow. You've got volleyball Sunday. You have soccer here in about 10 minutes out at Hibner. They're playing Michigan State tonight. And then you've got the Hall of Fame tomorrow. You have Cornstalk, as we talked to Shelley in the last segment. You've got the basketball exhibitions. I mean, this is crazy how much is going on.
G Herbo, come on.
Yeah. I was going to leave that out.
You know, no, we got to keep pumping that up. But yeah, and then all the recruits, and then you got some baseball and some softball you can check in as well, check out as well. So it's going to be a fun weekend. I'm excited. I think it's going to be electric out there. I know these players are super hyped about getting out there on a night game.
Ryan Held, Huskers running backs coach and recruiting coordinator, is going to be with us for the next hour on our football show for the week. Looking forward to that. So get your comments, questions ready for Coach Held. He's going to be with me on the other side. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free. It's easy. It's the law. 1 hour in the books. That was fun. I love the pick segment. Hope you guys enjoy that each and every week as well.
You just laugh at us when we're going
they
back
do.
and forth.
They do.
No, you do.
I have fun with that. Hour 2 next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
Here we go again. The celebrating, the accolades. Ever since we added Marco to our team, our technology can't lose. Day after day, success after success, Marco's made our business IT a force to be reckoned with. The only drawback of being technology all-stars is keeping champagne away from the electronics. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Live from Acres Broadcast Center inside East Stadium, this is the Nebraska Football Show.
Now looking, throwing back, wide open is Rahmir. Makes a catch, 35-40, 45-50, 45, down to the Oklahoma 39-yard line. Beautifully designed play. Rahmir Johnson wide open on that far sideline. Scoots down to the OU 39. Martinez gets the snap, gives it off to Irvin. He goes to the 5, he's to the 10. He's close to the first down at the 15-yard line, and I think he's got it. Oh, what a run. Huskers sneak a little run in there to Gabe Irvin. He goes for 13 and a fresh set of downs for the Big Red.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down. Here's your host, Greg Sharp, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. Welcome to the program. It's our football show for the week. Delighted to have running backs coach, recruiting coordinator Ryan Heldon with us until the top of the hour. If you want to be a part of the program, 402-413-2400 with a call or a text. We're also up on our YouTube stream. You can jump in the chat room and have some fun in there as well. Man. Tough one Saturday. Some losses hang with you longer. I don't know about you, but that's taken me a few days to shake that one off. That was a hard one.
Yeah, it definitely was. You know, our kids really wanted that one, and they've been working so hard, and we're right there on the brink. Now we just have to be able to close the deal and play for 60 minutes and just not have a catastrophic play or two that's caused us to be you know, on the short end of the stick a couple times against a really good football team. So, you know, it's a matter of keep grinding, and our guys have had a really good week of practice. They've worked hard. They flushed it. They moved on. You know, and we got to be able to go out Saturday against a really good opponent and not worry about anything in the past. The past is the past. Reset and worry about Northwestern. We get to come home. Night crowd. We'll know we have the best fans, so they'll be fired up, and our guys will be fired up for this game.
So the emotional tank is not dry. You felt like the guys have bounced off of that one and brought it again this week.
They really have, you know, and it's not, you know, when you're so close, you know, and right there, it could get to a point where it wouldn't be. But these guys are resilient. They see it. They want it. And our leaders have done a really good job of coming to work every day, and they want it, and so we just have to continue to work and see the film and see where the mistakes are, and not have those game-changing plays that have turned the tides for us. But you know, our guys know what they need to do. Now it's just a matter of finishing the job. But this league, the margin of error obviously is very slim. And, you know, the between winning and losing, you just look at all the games, how close they are at times. But it's been really good. Proud of our guys. Now we just got to be able to come to Saturday and be ready to go.
You were saying clear back in early August that Rahmir was catching your eye, that he had a really good spring, he had a really good August, and obviously that has translated into more playing time. Tell us more about that process for him in the last 3-4 months.
Well, you know, just start, you know, from the beginning. You know, Rahmir was a highly touted kid, and a kid that, you know, we recruited heavily. You know, and sometimes with kids, they get in here and they have their ups and downs. And so he had his ups and downs, you know, some good things and then some things that he would like to have back, you know, and then he missed spring ball, which hurt him. But I told him, I said, listen, you have to go out every day and prove to be consistent and be able to show that you can help this football team. I grade every play that they do in practice, and you know, when you'd come in every day and I'd grade it, and just more and more I'd see a lot of consistent play by him week in and week out in practice. He got some playing time, and then, you know, it just came to a point where I'm like, you know, this guy's earned it, and he's been resilient. He's been a great teammate. He never complained. He was all, whatever plays he got, and then, you know, I'm like, okay, it's time for him to get his shot, and I think he's done a really nice job for us. You know, there's some things that he obviously needs to continue to get better at, but he comes to work every day, and I think he's gotten better.
19 carries for him against Sparty the other night with 76 yards. Also had a couple of catches in the game. Here are the numbers, 402-413-2400. Let's go to Rockport, Missouri. Jerry, you're up first tonight with Coach Hill.
Coach, this is Jerry from Rockport. How you doing?
Good, good. How are you doing? I drive by Rockport every time I go home to Kansas City and see the deal off the side there, the
steakhouse.
The steakhouse.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Oh yeah,
So,
and the fireworks stands and all
yeah,
that.
fireworks
Say,
stands, no question.
Yeah. What I was calling about, why don't we do more 22 personnel? You know, I know just in general with our line struggling or not struggling, we need an extra blocker in that hole a lot of times, and I think that one back set in college football in general has wonder why you can't run the ball real well, where you're missing that lead blocker and that blocker to follow up into the hole and stuff. And I just wondered if that's on the horizon or if that's even part of the deal, whether it's a fullback or H-back or just another running back there. Is what's your thinking on that about the 22 personnel?
Well, we really don't have a fullback anymore in our offense. You know, we have our tight ends, you know, and Travis Vokalek coming back, you know, he was injured early. Getting him back has helped. You know, we've actually had, against Oklahoma, we had 13 personnel, which is one back, 3 tight ends, which we put Big Teddy in there. You know, we definitely like our 12 personnel with Austin and Travis, and, you know, obviously Hickman's done a great job, and then Brewington, we utilize him as well as a tight end receiver type. You know, we definitely look at heavier personnel groupings, you know, depending on the team. You know, the difficulty at times, Jerry, is that when you put bigger people in, then the other team can substitute and put bigger people in. So it's kind of a cat and mouse game, you know, so then now we're adding them to add 2 more D linemen in, which could now kind of counteract that. But we feel good about some of the formational things we can do in certain games. And, you know, we're always looking for, you know, where are some personnels and some formations that can help us get some good run concepts. We're looking at that weekly, you know, and so it's a fair question. You know, my running backs are some guys that potentially we could put 2 running backs in. You know, we're still working on my room, just getting it where it needs to be, but we're always looking for that. You know, but sometimes the other team counteracts with bigger people too, so it kind of washes itself out. But it's a good question, but we're always looking to try to get big people in, and if it applies for a game plan, we definitely will put it in.
Okay, well, thanks, Coach, and good luck Saturday.
Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate you.
Let's bring it back closer to Lincoln. Let's go to Waverly next. And Bob, good evening. Bob, you're up with Coach Ryan Hill.
Hi, Coach. I know you see these running backs every day in practice, but I was just wondering what the status of Yant and Stepp are. It seems like a bigger running back would help, especially when the offensive line is struggling in there. You have Earl Campbell type, just pound it down there, and it'd be great to see them in the game. I'll get off and let you comment.
It was Bob. I didn't hear. Was it Bob?
It was Bob and Waverly.
Bob. Okay.
Yep.
Hey, Bob. Thanks for the call. Yeah, Yant is. You know, Yant has had to really work this last 2 to 3 weeks to put himself in position to help our team. You know, he's been dialed in. You know, he's put himself in position to potentially have a role here moving forward. You know, there's been ups and downs with him, you know, just for various things. Some inconsistencies in practice. Like I said, I grade everything, but he definitely is getting in position to help our football team down the stretch. Marquise is another guy that has been a little inconsistent at times in practice and in games. But I do feel like, you know, both those guys will help our football team moving forward. I think those guys are coming to work every day, you know, and I think that they definitely can have roles moving forward. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I want to play guys that obviously will help our football team win, but I also got to play guys that are consistent in their everyday approach. You know, and those 2 guys have definitely improved on that. And I look forward to seeing what this Saturday looks like and the other games moving forward.
Update us on Gabe. How's he doing?
Good. You know, Gabe's fixed. You know, he had surgery. Now he's in the rehab piece of it. You know, he's had to catch up on some homework things, but, you know, he's he's always got a smile on his face, and he's very focused to get back and be ready for spring football. I couldn't be more proud of the approach he took coming in last spring, and then obviously this fall. I mean, to start as a true freshman at the University of Nebraska is not an easy deal at the running back position, and he was able to do that, one of the few in history of the school, which we've obviously had great running backs. But, I think he had a really nice start to his career, so he got a kind of taste of it, little appetizer now. He's got to get right, which, he's already made big improvements in the last week and a half in the short time he's been rehabbing already, and he'll be ready to go for spring ball, and he'll have a great offseason, and he'll be a really nice player for us.
Will he still be a freshman, Coach? Because he was the fourth,
well, I don't want to talk NCAA compliance and how all that, but I think he would be in realm to be able to, since he only played in 4 games.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not in charge of that, but we'll definitely work on trying to make that happen.
Yeah. Let's go to Norfolk next. And Dan, good evening. Dan, hello. You're up with Coach Held.
Hey, thanks, Coach, for taking my call.
Hey, Dan.
I was just kind of curious. The inside run play, it just seems, I watched against Michigan State, that when the run is called, or it just seems like the A gap is collapsing. I don't know if it's the offensive line not taking care of the guards and stuff there. But the running back, when he takes the ball, he's committed to the A gap. It just doesn't seem like he bounces maybe to a hole or not. And also, during that Michigan State game, it seemed like our outside run, we were taking care of the defensive end and making the easy around the end. The outside seemed like the place to go. And I don't know. I think we out-athleted them. I think we were so much better athletes. And I'll just listen to your call. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. Well, I think, the run game, we have obviously multiple concepts where, we can run it inside, we can run it outside. I think for us, it just at times there's breakdowns, whether, it's up front, whether it's the tight ends, whether it's my guys in their footwork, maybe having a potentially bad read. At times, perimeter blocking. So it all has to come together and gel, and obviously we're working on that on a day-to-day basis. And there's good things, and then there's things, obviously, we got to continue to work on and get fixed. But we're getting closer to where we want to be. But in this league, there's just not going to be huge holes in the A-gaps at time because teams are really good up front. They match you. They're strong. The Big Ten, 4 yards is a good play in this league. I've been saying that a long time. We want more, but, when you play really good football teams, that they're gonna be stout at times, in the middle, and then, you got to be able to counteract and go to the outside and then get your triple option game going and different things. Pass can loosen up the run. There were good things on Saturday, and then obviously there's some things that we would like to have had back. But we work it, we drill it, we watch film, we talk about first level reads, second level reads, third level reads. We talk about all the time. Tonight I actually in my meeting showed Amir Abdullah against FAU a few years ago. His second and third level, what he was doing to the guys, because we want to be able to get bigger plays. But you got to be able to have second and third level, make miss, set up guys and everything. So that was good. We're always trying to look at different ways to coach our guys to be able to have bigger plays when we get those opportunities.
Coach Andy in our chat room wants to know, could Rahmir return punts? I'd love to see him get the ball out in kind of the open.
I don't think Rahmir is a punt returner. That's a different skill set. We try all of our guys in the return game. That's probably not a skill that would be good for him at this point.
Carl in the chat room wants to know, do you have a counter dive type play in your playbook?
Well, we have counter. We run counter option. We run counter. We have that, and that's been a successful play for us. We have a counter bounce play that we've run. So we actually have multiple ways to run counter. That's a concept we like.
Very good. Back to the phones we go. Let's go out of state. Let's head up to Minnesota. And Tim, good evening. Tim, you're on with Coach Held.
Good evening.
Tim from Minnesota. Nice. I like you.
Yeah, likewise. So, obviously concerned about the offensive line, but I think that's been hashed over. And, it hasn't always been bad there. It's just more of a matter of consistency. Since you're the running back coach, wondering about the progress of the option just in executing in practice and how they're learning it. That's one question. Just remembering that unfortunate play with Omar Manning, was it last week or the week before? One of the biggest things on my mind has been adjustments at halftime, especially responding to adjustments that the other team makes. And I know you can't always know everything that they're going to adjust, but the question would be, when you make halftime adjustments, what goes into thinking of that as to whether a change or and maybe even countering whatever adjustments they might make? I do have some special teams questions, but maybe it'd be a good idea to save that for Coach Dawson just to save time. So I will stop it at there.
Well, Tim, thanks for calling from Minnesota. We appreciate it. The option game is something that, we really, coming into the season, we wanted to be able to run. We feel like it gives us some good stuff, within our offense. And I think we're getting better at it as the timing of it continues to get better with our zone option game, our counter option game, and some different things that we're doing. We work it every single day. We work at pre-practice, the timing of that, where the quarterback gets the read and everybody's getting, the timing of that, in terms of the blocking schemes. And so that's something that, that we definitely work on a regular basis all week, every day. And we'll continue to do that, and I think we'll continue, to have opportunities to have that be, a play we can hang our hat on.
And Omar jumped on the ball. He ran that up triple option, and he got
yeah,
the
he
pitch
did. I mean, there was
but-
just a little bit of a timing issue. That's the thing about option football is if a little bit of timing is off, whether it's a motion or, if it's just off a little bit, it could make it look worse than really what it is. But that's why you got to practice and do it over and over and over so that timing becomes second nature. And in terms of halftime adjustments or even adjustments during the game, obviously we take a lot of time and as we prepare for each game formationally, what is the precedence of the team that we're playing? What have they shown that year or even previous years? Obviously now that we're in conference, we can look at more consistent looks that teams have done against us. So as we go through it and we call plays and then we look at formationally, was that consistent? Hey, that's what they've shown, or no, this is what they did to counteract us, because obviously they get paid to coach as well, so they're going to come with their chess match. So our adjustments are, we talk about it obviously during the play. This is what we're doing, or this is what they're doing, and then in between series we go back and we review it. So we say this is what they did, this is what they did. We don't like this, we like this. So then we have a hit chart on plays that we like, and then we go back and we'll make another series for the next time. And then when we get into halftime, we take our call sheet and we go through and we're like, well, we don't like this. This isn't good. We haven't gotten to this yet that we really liked. So there's that piece of it to where, we come up with and we go through the call sheet and figure out what we really like going into the second half. What do we want to get to? I think our time of possession, I don't know where we rank, but it's been pretty high. And obviously we got to be able to get down and get those points when we get in the red zone, because when it gets tighter, that's when teams, there's not as much field to defend. So we got to be able to have those plays, executed, and be able to be made and finish drives, whether it's with a field goal or a touchdown. So obviously we have to continue to look at the chess match as we go in each game, and we'll continue to work hard and watch as much film as we can to prepare our guys to put them in position to be successful.
Tim and all of our callers tonight dialing us up on our Sports Nightly hotline, which is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse. First 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. Phone lines open for you, 402-413-2400. A lot more with the coach coming up.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
You always dreamed of owning your own farm. Now you're living your dream, and it's time to pick the tractor that makes it all come together. Massey Ferguson has reinvented what compact and utility tractors can be and redefined what they do, making them easier to operate, more comfortable to drive, more versatile than ever. Massey Ferguson gives Nebraska farmers the power and performance to win in the field. Manzer Equipment in Osmond, Nebraska, your full-time Massey Ferguson dealer, proud supporters of the Huskers and Nebraska farmers since 1975. You could win a 2021 Ford F-150 XL four-wheel drive Super Crew truck from the Woodhouse Auto family this season. If the Huskers return the first or second half opening kick for a touchdown, Woodhouse will give away an F-150. New contestants will be chosen each week. For details on how to enter the Woodhouse Auto Family Kickoff Contest and official rules, go to woodhousekickoff.com. That's woodhousekickoff.com.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know what thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome triple stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Wait, time out, Mom. Instead of using ketchup on your hot dog, pour on some of this Dorothy Lynch. Good, huh?
Yeah, talk about serving up an ace.
Did you see that? She spiked it.
Yes! Am I going to be watching you play for the Huskers someday?
How about you get me some more pizza, and then we talk about it?
Share the tradition of one-of-a-kind flavor that goes with anything. Game day or any day. Dorothy Lynch, endless flavorabilities.
Did you know that cigarette butts make up a large portion of microplastics in the ocean, which end up in 70% of seabirds and 30% of sea turtles? Bank of the West is helping to solve this problem by not financing big tobacco, proving that what a bank chooses not to finance can be just as important as what it does. Learn more about what we do and don't finance at bankofthewest.com/change. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharp back with Ryan Held, Husker running backs coach, also recruiting coordinator. It is our football show for the week. Huskers getting ready for Northwestern coming up on Saturday night. Night games at home, kind of special, isn't it? Memorial Stadium is pretty darn cool at night.
No, we're fired up. I can't wait to see the pageantry and our fans. I know they're going to be really loud. They're going to be a big asset to us. I know our players are going to be fired up to play a program that's we've just had crazy games against historically. So night game, Lincoln, Nebraska, national television. Let's go. Let's duke it out and see what happens.
All right, here are the numbers if you want to be a part of the program. 402-413-2400. You can call, you can text. Also, we're up on our YouTube chat stream, and you can fire some things in there. We've picked a couple of those off here tonight as well. Let's go out to Lexington and Scott. Good evening, Scott. You're up with Coach Held.
Hey, Coach. Just a quick question about consistency with keeping the same running back in the game. It seems like a lot of teams will continue to use one back, and we seem to do a lot of switching out, so curious about that. I'll listen.
Well, I appreciate the call. If you look at the last 2 games, Ramir Johnson has got about 80% of the reps, in the games, so there hasn't been as much, switching out. Early on, we've done that just to you don't get preseason games. You don't get, an opportunity to, to see what your guys can do. You'd like to get to a point where you have, 2 guys, 2.5, that can be consistent guys that you can hang your hat on. But, you get an injury. We lost Gabe. So then the next guy has to come up. And, so we're, we want to get to a point where we're not substituting too much, but you also, you do have talent in the room, and you want to be able to give them an opportunity that can help the football team. So, it's something that we're aware of, but we also have guys that we feel like can help our team, and if we feel like they can help our team, we'll try to find roles for them, to help. But Ramir, the last 2 games, I think, is – he definitely has had the majority of the reps against OU and Michigan State, and so we'll see what happens moving forward.
On our text line, Coach Sue wants to know, every time the Huskers run the option, the officials question the pitch point. Any way we can educate the officials?
Well, I won't talk about officiating, but you know, it's our job to make sure as an offense that you know, we're behind the line of scrim, or behind the quarterback, so it is not a forward pass, and that's part of, Sue, what we do consistently in practice with our pre-practice option drill we do for the timing of it, and then obviously in practice we film it, and then, you know, we talk all the time. I talk to my running backs all the time on, you know, how important it is to get in that pitch relationship where we're coming downhill, where we can catch it and not allow the defensive end or the pitch key to be able to, you know, play both, so to speak, in our world. But it's something that we look at, and you know, we have to be able to make sure that there's no question that we're behind the quarterback when it comes to the option.
Sue, appreciate it. Let's go back to the phones. Up to Omaha. Jordan, you are up next with Coach Held.
Hi, guys. Love the show. Love listening. I had a question for you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
What can you explain the strengths and weaknesses of zone blocking versus like old-fashioned pin and pull, cross blocking with the lead, and how does those both affect your running backs?
Well, you know, we have the ability to run, obviously, zone schemes, whether it's inside or outside. We do have the ability to run pin pull, which we've run before. We have not done much of that this year. You know, we wanted to look at all of our run schemes because, you know, we have, you know, a lot to choose from if we choose to, but we want to narrow it down and make sure that we're having the right ones, you know, for each game going into it, because every run scheme you have, then you have to be able to have answers to all the different looks, and so there's only so much time that you can practice it. But, you know, the zone scheme, you know, you need to have, because when teams, they twist, they move. Like Oklahoma, you know, they're always twisting and doing different things. They're never just lining up in their gap. So you got to be able to have the ability to run zone so you're not chasing people back. You have the next guy that can come from the backside and be able to pick it up. But, you know, depending on, you know, the concept within the zone, sometimes they choose right and sometimes we choose right. But, you know, we work all the different looks within the zone. Pin pull, like I said, has been a scheme that we've run before. We haven't run it much this year. It is in our toolbox. We just haven't felt like it's something that this year we wanted to dabble in much. But that could change. And, you know, obviously with lead plays and everything, you know, that's you know, within, depending on the down and distance and the personnel grouping, we have the ability to do that. We've been, you know, giving the receiver the ball around the end and led that way, to Xavier Betts and different guys, that we can do. You know, so we're, you know, we're consistently working on, at all levels or every single position on blocking. Every position needs to continue to work on blocking. It's a point of emphasis at every single position. We do it every day. We'll continually do it. And, you know, that's just the bottom line as we continue to form what our football, offensive football team will end up looking like.
Do you find that other leagues, defensive linemen move more than in the Big Ten? And also compare that to, like, what happens in the red zone.
Well, you know, I can tell you that the Big Ten is a big, strong, stout league that they will move. But at the end of the day, it's a very gap-sound league. The coaches in this league, I mean, from top to bottom, put their guys defensively in you know, gap control defense with twists here and there, but there's not even close to the movement that we faced against Oklahoma. You know, that's what they do. So other leagues, you know, again, I haven't watched, you know, everything from, all the other leagues. But this league is a very sound gap control defense league that, you have to be prepared for strength in the middle. Obviously, you look how well our defense has played. They do a great job, just like all the other teams that we face. So it's good. We get to face our defense daily, and we know that on Saturday that Northwestern is going to be stout in what they do. They're well coached. Coach Fitzgerald does a great job, and they do what they do. We do what we do, and we're excited about another game with Northwestern because, like I said before, and we all know that it's been crazy games. They've won the West 3 out of the last 4 years, and we lost to them in overtime year 1. Last year, we were in the red zone 7 times and had some faltering plays in that deal, and then we beat them on the last second field goal. So we've been right there with them, and they've won the West 3 out of the last 4 years.
Jordan, appreciate the phone call. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. On a text for you, Coach, Wyatt in Alma, does the Nebraska brand currently mean anything to tailbacks while you're out there recruiting? Do you educate them on the history of tailbacks at Nebraska?
Oh, absolutely. We're up in the top 2 in terms of drafted running backs in the history of college football. I think it's us and maybe USC or somebody else, but I definitely use tradition in the recruiting process of how many great tailbacks we have, and we talk about numerous ones that we have. So we absolutely use that in recruiting. We've had a great tradition of tailbacks here, at Nebraska, and obviously we want to recruit the next great one, and we want to keep developing the kids that we have in our program. That's my job daily to work with these guys. There's talent in the room. We're not an experienced group. We're getting more experienced. You can't speed up time, but we're continuing to get these guys in position that they can help our football team. And then obviously in recruiting, we're always looking to go out and get a great one.
Very good. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question. Time to tell you that Dorothy Lynch, home style and light and lean dressing, endless flavorabilities. We have more of our football show coming up.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today's topic, animal agriculture. There's been a lot of talk suggesting that giving up meat is good for the environment. However, livestock emissions only account for less than 4% of greenhouse gas emissions, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. Also, by reducing meat in your diet, you're missing out on all sorts of beneficial nutrients like protein, iron, and zinc. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
From vintage sneakers to bacon-scented soap to water fountains for your pet, all can be had with a few simple clicks. Problem is, you never really know what you're going to get until they show up at your door. Introducing Ford Blue Advantage. It's used car buying that's built for you. Not only can you shop for used vehicles online, in person, or both, you can also test drive before you buy, so you know exactly what you're getting. Plus, get history reports, vehicle inspections, Ford warranties, and the expertise of factory-trained techs. Visit FordBlueAdvantage.com today.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit FamousDaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
From vintage sneakers to bacon-scented soap to water fountains for your pet, all can be had with a few simple clicks. Problem is, you never really know what you're going to get until they show up at your door. Introducing Ford Blue Advantage. It's used car buying that's built for you. Not only can you shop for used vehicles online, in person, or both, you can also test drive before you buy, so you know exactly what you're getting. Plus, get history reports, vehicle inspections, Ford warranties, and the expertise of factory-trained techs. Visit FordBlueAdvantage.com today.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Whew. Sometimes being an office printer feels like I'm competing in an Olympic sport. Thankfully, I have Marco's Managed Print Services on my team. Marco's game plan helps me make big plays while saving big bucks. And Marco's lightning fast tech support gets me back in the game fast. I'm up. Find out what your printers could be saying with Marco's Managed Print Services at marconet.com.
This season, share Valentino's tailgater tradition with our Big Red Double Jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.79 each. Order yours online at valentinos.com. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red. It's our Husker football hour for the week. Ryan Held with us, Husker running backs coach, recruiting coordinator, 402-413-2400 on our text line. Doug in Norfolk. Since home night games are coming up, are you expecting a lot of recruits around?
Yeah, Doug, I think this weekend we should have a nice group of kids coming in, regionally, which will be nice. Obviously, we have a great platform to show recruits when they come to a home game at Nebraska, especially at night. So I know we're very fired up to be able to showcase what we have to offer if a kid decides to come to Nebraska. There's no better venue, no better environment, no better fan base in America than ours. So it's a really big deal for us, to be able to have recruits in. And then obviously next week we have the next 2 games to have home games and night games.
A couple questions in our YouTube chat room about, do we have some trick plays up our sleeve?
Well, every game you go into it and you have a trick play or two. I think everybody does. Those are always kind of fun to come up with, whether you design them or you see somebody else doing something. But, yeah, I mean, we go into every game with, a couple trick plays like everybody does. And, you just have to find the right time to run them. You might work them, and it never comes up to where the timing of it makes sense, because you don't want to run a trick play and then have it be a bad deal for you. But, every team has 1 or 2 trick plays, and I know defenses, they're always working against trick plays because they know that everybody's always going to have them. But, yeah, we'll have 1 or 2. It just matter of whether it fits the timing to do them.
All right. Also, a couple of questions in the chat room. In this age of NIL, what would Ryan Held's perfect NIL deal be?
Wow. That's a really, really good question. I'm a big dog lover. I love animals. So if I could ink a deal with a cause for an animal, to help animals, cruelty or something against it, I would be. For me, that would be something that it wouldn't even be about the money. It'd just be associated with being able to be in a great cause for that. I don't think anybody would want anything to put money into me in terms of a player. I was just a nice kid that tried hard and worked hard. But it's these guys have an opportunity. It's crazy. Good for them. It's a deal that I think will continue to get bigger and bigger. Every program has the opportunity. You see deals and different things all across. So, it's a matter of, so that we'll see where this thing goes. But it definitely is new, crazy, but it will definitely continue to grow. So we'll see where that all, how that all works itself out.
How about the big announcement today for the 255 merchandise collection? Coach Osborne's got a little merchandise line out. That's pretty cool.
It really is, and it's for a great cause. So, hopefully people can get the website and contribute, because it's for Coach Osborne's mentoring program that does such a tremendous job for young people, and he's worked really hard to develop that program, and they've made such a difference. So if we can all rally around Coach Osborne, he's done so much for the football program, the state. Let's try to really get behind that, and the stuff looks really good. I just saw it today.
Yeah.
So it's something that I think people would aesthetically looks really good, and then it helps a great cause.
Very cool. Need to slip in our final break. Cliff in Omaha, hang on. We'll get you coming out of on the other side. Back with our final segment with the coach next.
Stay up to date with the most current and latest news by following the Huskers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and more. These social media homes provide the fastest daily updates on everything surrounding Nebraska athletics, including game times, results, ticket promotions, prize giveaways, and more. Log on to also follow several sport-specific pages and Husker head coaches. Join today and interact with thousands of Husker fans around the world. Visit huskers.com/social media to see all of our accounts.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. UNL has been named one of the best schools for veterans for the 5th year in a row. The ranking on the Military Times Best for Vets survey reflects the hard work of Nebraska's Military and Veteran Success Center, serving military dependents, veterans, National Guard members, active duty troops, and many Husker students in the reserves.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance. all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit DeToe Subaru at 27th Street and Jamie Lane in Lincoln or DeToeSubaru.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit FamousDaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Buckle up, put the phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. It's a couple of minutes left in the program. Let's head back to the phones. Let's go to Omaha and Cliff. Hello, Cliff. You're up with Coach Held.
Hey, thank you, guys. Hey, Coach, just keep doing what you're doing. Before I get to my questions, just keep driving on. I know you guys are close, so keep it up.
Appreciate it, Cliff.
Hey, real quick, I've coached youth football a long time, over 2 decades, and I got 2 questions and like a third one, but I'll make the first 2 quick. First of all, I know you know this, but there's a statistic I heard where when you guys use a lead back, whether it's a receiver or an H-back or a fullback or a tight end in motion, you guys are averaging 5-6 yards a carry, and when you go to the single back stuff, that's when you're, down in those 2s and 3s. I probably know you know that. And this leads into my second comment. The line has taken, rightly so, some criticism. But I've seen some plays, too, where the running backs are running right into the back of linemen. There's lanes there that they're not hitting. I know you look at that, but I think it's fair to say that it's not all in the linemen at times.
Well, Cliff, there's no question. I've shown our running backs there's plays that if we would have had the right footwork or read it better, that there would have been bigger plays. And at the end of the day, the offensive line, they work their rears off. Those guys, they get no credit for anything, but the blame for a lot. And they come to work every day. Coach Austin does a tremendous job. I love that guy. He gets those guys prepared every week for everything. And it's a collective deal, whether it's the up front or the running backs and the reads, tight ends and their blocking or their assignments, receivers on the perimeter. It's 11 guys that have to be clicking and doing the right thing on every single play. So it's something that every position coach on our offense works very hard to get their position right and ready for each game. And so, it's a matter of, I get my guys and we watch the film and we have to be better. But that's why we come to work every day to get better. And, so you're absolutely right. There's opportunities at every position that we can be better, and that's what we come to work every day to try to get done. Obviously we self-scout, we look at different things for each game, and we definitely want to put our guys in position to be successful. And so we'll continue to look at that, what makes sense against each team to put us to have the best chance to be successful.
Cliff, thanks for the call. Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate you. Thanks, Greg.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Score a a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
Drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
Woohoo! Business Technology 1, network downtime 0. Being a game-winning IT network takes hard work and an experienced technology coach. That's why our game plan includes Marco. Marco helps our entire business infrastructure perform better and score big day in and day out. With Marco's veteran experience guiding our team, every season is a winning season. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.